which is not always, it's not forever in that sense, because Sodom and Gomorrah is not burning to this very day. It's just an example, okay? But it should be burning in your minds to the elect, not to commit these forms of abominations, man. Let's see what else it says. I got another one here, and it says click synonyms. It says covers the complete philosophical idea without beginning and without end, also either without beginning or without end. As respects to the past, it is applied to what has existed time out of mind. See, so it's as respects to the past, it is applied to what has existed time out of mind, gives prominence to the immeasurable of eternity. So it's a remembrance, man. You know, that eternal fire, that's what, by way of that they were destroyed with, man. You know, it doesn't mean that it's burning, that somewhere over there in the Middle East, it's just smoke every day, fire, flames just burning up. No, man. Okay, it's just a remembrance of what happens to the wicked, man. You know, that great slaughter, man. You know. This is Job chapter 19, verse 29. Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that you may know that there is a judgment. You see? So the ICBM missiles are not created for just to be looked at and to be these nations to flex, to show off. They're created to be used, and they're going to be used as they were used as a remembrance. What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, or not Sodom and Gomorrah, but to Nagasaki and Hiroshima, man. You know, when it was the U.S. Navy that deployed that and dropped that bomb, man. You know, so that right there is also in a sense of eternal fire, because it's a remembrance. And it burns in the minds of those people, man. You think these fucking sodomites are gonna get away? They're not gonna get away. You don't think it burns in their minds that that what happened to them in the past time? It does, man. You know. But like I was saying, brothers, you know, as I was speaking about Sodom and Gomorrah, according to Jude, as a remembrance of that eternal fire, you had two sodomites come up, walk right here to the side, man. And they stopped right here at the crosswalk, man. You know, two fucking lesbian bitches. I mean, I wasn't gonna try to cuss them out like that, because they're gonna call the cops and, you know, I'll get in trouble for that shit. But anyways, that was the spirit, man. You know, they knew what time it was. You know. But it says again, Job 19 and 29, be ye afraid of the sword, right? Be ye afraid of the sword, man. You know. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he ain't playing, man. You know? This Bible is likened unto a sword. The modern day sword is as a gun or a missile. You know? You got to be afraid of these things, man, because these things are for real. This book is real. Those missiles are real. The guns are real. You know? What else can be likened as a sword? A man. That can be the Lord's sword that he uses to slaughter people, man, to destroy, to put you down. You know? It says, be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword. See? You're fucking pissed off, you're furious, right? You have that weapon in your hand, you're going to lay down sword strokes, man. Right? That's what right here, the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said, man. The book of Sirach. is Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. You see? Be ye afraid of the sword, man, because the sword can come in the form of a man, a missile, this word, Yahweh Shai, man, and the men of the Lord are going to be transformed into a threshing instrument, man. Can you imagine, man, the great sacrifice that Yahweh Shai is about to perform for his elect, man, for everything that the bullshit that the elect have caught, that they've been through, from captivity to captivity, man, up to this great Babylon, aka known as America, Amargo, which means bitter, right? Amar or Mar means to ruin. This place ruins people's lives, man. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. You know? It says, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So the great sacrifice, that slaughter, you know, that's going to be performed in Buzz Ra, and aka America, and throughout the whole earth, man, it's going to be performed. But primarily America is going to be that great lake of fire, man, that great barbecue pit, man. You know? Great barbecue pit. Just like they threw Abednego, Shadrach, and Meshach into that fiery furnace. Guess what? You're gonna get your ass cast into that fiery furnace, man. And there ain't gonna be no angel. There ain't gonna be no demon there trying to deliver you. Just like you had the Magi's, you know, the Jamborees, and I forget the other man's name, of the Egyptians in the time of Pharaoh with Moses. They were imitating the miracles that Moses was performing in the first start of his his ministry of delivering the Israelites and confronting Pharaoh, man. But it got to a point where they weren't able to duplicate. You know, those demons weren't. They were like, they had deceived them. You know, their own wisdom had deceived them, man. Which is not really wisdom. It's on the left-hand side, man. You know? Damn. It says, going back to Sirach 39 and 29, fire, hell, famine, death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. You see? You know? Be ye afraid of the sword, man. Yahweh Shai is going to plead with many, with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, man. And the Lord's sword is his word, man. He don't got to do, he ain't going to lift up no tangible sword, man. He is that sword. He is a sword, man. You know? He commands the elements. He can command something to happen out of plain air. The elements can form into something and destroy your ass, man. Swallow you up and take you to a whole different dimension. You lost forever in outer darkness, man. Right? You can open up a damn portal and make you fall in and end up in a fucking outer space, and you die through fucking lack of oxygen, man. You know? The Most High, Yahweh Shai, they're deadly, man. They're cold, but they're also merciful. There's a balance to them, man. And when they do perform that the man of war aspect of themselves is righteous. They're always on point. They ain't doing it as a tyrant, being tyrannical, you know, or as a god of destruction, like on Dragon Ball Z. You see how they just go and like playing around and fucking putting fear in the people just for the fun of it. You know, they do it because you deserve you're being judged, man, and it's a righteous judgment. All right. It says, I'm gonna jump down to Sirach 40 and 9. Death, bloodshed, strife, sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. See? So going back to Noah, you know. But prior to Noah, Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed, man. And these things are all examples. But Yahweh Basham Yahushua made a promise that he wasn't going to destroy by way of water again, man. That's why we have the rainbow, man. Because it's a token unto us that the promise that he made. It has nothing to do with no goddamn sodomites, man. You homosexuals, okay? Which you damn demons pervert the gospel and everything that comes out of the scripts, man. You know, now they got a fucking Bible that is a gay Bible. I forgot Steve and Adam, I believe. Adam and Steve, you know, which is complete fucking wickedness, man. You're gonna pay for that. You know? Yeah, see them on. Alright. I'm gonna read that one more time. Job 19:29. Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that you may know there is a judgment. Okay? So people ain't just dying just to die, man. They're dying because it's a judgment that's being played out. Okay? And I never proved the sword comes in many forms, man. Okay? It was I'm gonna finish this one up in Zephaniah, and I'm gonna go to one in Revelations. Zephaniah 1:8. And it shall come to pass in that day, it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such are clothed with strange apparel. See? And you got a lot of people out here that are strange, man. A bunch of goddamn weirdos, man. Everything is turned upside down in this motherfucker, man. You know, it's like in the movie Stranger Things, they got what you call the upside down. That's what this place is, man. You know? So all you 2/3, all right, you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, and then you got you heathens, are all going to be destroyed, man. All right. This is Isaiah 30:33. For Tophet is ordained of old, yea, for the king it is prepared. He hath made it deep and large. The pile thereof is fire and much wood. The breath of the Lord, like a stream of brimstone doth kindle it. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's encouraging that shit, man. He's blowing on it, keeping that shit burning. He's gonna keep it burning, man. It's gonna feel as eternity. You know? That's what that means, man. I'm gonna read that one more time. Isaiah 30:33. For Tophet is ordained of old. That's the valley of the sons of Hinnom, okay? Which was a burning place. You know, there was sacrifice their children there. You know, according to the Bible, the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, it was also a burning place, you know, as we know, as a dump and trash, okay? But also it was turned into a place of wickedness, man. Of burning their children, passing them through the fire for Malak and all forms of other wickedness, man. So it says, for Tophet is ordained of old, yea, for the king it is prepared. He hath made it deep and large. The pile thereof is fire and much wood. The breath of the Lord, like a stream of brimstone, doth kindle it. See? So Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they're wanting this to happen. Going over here to the book of Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? You see, and there ain't no great feast, a great fire being performed. So, you know, like as Yahushua said, and what will I if it be already kindled? The word kindle means to start, to ignite. Okay. So this hasn't happened yet. That fire It hasn't happened yet. It's coming though, that we're telling you about. All right. Well, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will lie if it be already kindled, man? So this is for an appointed day, man. This great feast. Going over here to Isaiah 14 and verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? You see? So you're going to be brought down to the sides of the pit, man. You know? And that's where you're going to be destroyed, by way of fire, or whatever form of sword the Most High designs for you to be destroyed, man. But when I'm speaking about that primary one, is going to be by way of fire, man. And here in this land of America, it's going to be a complete desert. The scriptures say it's going to be nothing but unclean animals living here, man, thriving here, eating off the dead, whatever they can get burned up is going to be ate up, the bones and all that shit. All right. It says, I'm going to read that again. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. You know, it's future prophecy referring to Esau, man, great Babylon. Okay, the Babylonians, the modern day Babylonians, the modern day Chaldeans, the modern day Assyrians, you know, the Egyptians, Sodomites. That they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. Right, we're going to look upon him in this pit that is filled with brimstone, and the Most High kindled it. He's going to breathe upon it. It says, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake the kingdoms? Who's doing that? Who's made the earth to tremble and shake the kingdoms? Esau. In our time, he's gone everywhere, man. He's in every single damn part of the earth, in every single other nation's land, man, setting up shop. You know, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. Right. You know, and who's the main one that are prisoners to Esau, man? You Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, right? Who are Israelites by way of the scriptures, man, through prophecy. You are a Hebrew Israelite, man. And you don't want to be out here destroyed like in this manner, man. You want to get on board and repent and call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Because if you go through the history of Israel, they were being stiff-necked, hard-headed. They were always being put to death. They were dying because of that stony heart, man. Meaning that you had a hard head, man. You're a hard-headed. You were stiff-necked, man. Rebellious. You didn't like receiving instruction. You know? Isaiah 14 and 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain. Thrust through with a sword, and go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. You know? He's gonna be just thrown away to the side, man. Fucking left. Burn it up. Start that shit on fire. That's what you're gonna say, man. That's what is gonna happen, man. Nobody's gonna have pity and pick you up and bury you in the ground. They're gonna burn you up. Get rid of it. Get rid of this trash quick. It says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Right? Ain't never gonna be remembered, man. The only reason you're remembered is because this is your kingdom right now. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So you put yourself up in the educational systems. You teach and brainwash our children about your presidents. You know, these founding fathers that wrote the constitutional rights were nothing but fucking Freemasons, mass slave owners, you know, that robbed, murdered, robbed, murdered the people, man. Pillaged them, man. You ain't gonna be renowned. You ain't gonna be remembered, man. The memorial of the wicked is gonna cease. There shall not be no remembrance of that, man. You know, it's not gonna be to your glory or for you to be glorified. It says, Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, nephew, saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. See? That's future prophecy, man. That great slaughter. Okay? Prepare slaughter for his children, man. You Negro Latinos and Native American Indians are going to receive that same judgment as well. You 2/3, man. You know? It says, and I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts, man. You know? It's like you have a broom, you're sweeping, and it blows wind. He's gonna fucking blow it. He's gonna sweep it, keep burning that motherfucker up. Cleaning. He's gonna be cleaning the house, man. Like a broom, man. Because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you have to understand, Yahweh is a consuming fire, man. You know? He cannot be destroyed. He cannot be touched. You cannot touch Yahweh, man. They allowed you to touch his son, because it was through prophecy that it was going to happen that way, man. And that was the last and only time you're going to be able to do that shit. But even you, by touching us, is as if you're touching Yahweh Shai. You're touching the apple of the Most High's eye, man, when you touch his people, man. You fuck with his people. Okay? So now you're going to be touched. You know? He ain't going to touch you physically. He's going to touch you by way of his creation. You know? That great slaughter. He told the fowls and the beasts of the earth, prepare for that great slaughter. You know? Even the elect, they're preparing for that day, man. They're going to take joy in that. You know? They're going to take, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, vengeance upon you too as well. See. Trying to find that one where it said that the Lord is going to put his spirit on Israel to perform that. Right here in the book of Ezekiel 36 and verse 12. Thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh, man. See? So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to use his people as he did it of old, man. You know? He had certain Israelites that went and destroyed the heathen. You know? So, but he had to wait. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fear, which means he has put his spirit on you, man. You know? This is Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. See? So we know Idumea is the Greek way to say Edom. Okay? So Edom is the so-called white man. That's who we know through prophecy who Esau is, the Edomites. Okay? And there's a great slaughter going to be performed here in the land. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion, man. You know? It's all about recompense. The Most High told you he was going to come back, man, to redeem his people. He kept telling the people Israel, and the prophets were constantly declaring it to their people. You know? All you heathens knew about Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. I knew about Yahweh, Allah Shadia. Alright? The Almighty Lord, the Almighty God. You know? Y'all knew of him. Philistines, they recorded it in their writings, man. When the Philistines took the Ark of the Covenant, and the Most High was having destroyed them, plagued their ass. You know, when the heathen were cast into the Samaria, the lions were devouring their ass. Pharaoh got caught. You know, everybody had to know about what they knew about what happened to Egypt, man. Because when Israel was traveling through all these nations, they heard about the fame of Israel that were brought out of Egypt, man. They were afraid of them. Why? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua was with them, man. You know? It says, Isaiah 34:9, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It's gonna be everything's gonna be burned up, man. Hot over here. It's gonna be a complete lake of fire, man. Destruction. A great slaughter. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. See? But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, the owl also, and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there. None shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles, and the fortress thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons and a court for owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the islands, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow, and the screech owl also shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest, and lay and hatch and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, everyone with her mate. You know? So I'm going to come over here to Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, right? And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency. The beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, man. You know, that's what they're known. You know, the illuminated ones, man. Having all the information, you know, having the ability to make the ICBM missiles, you know, all these different weapons of war that can disintegrate you, man. They can destroy you by a sound, you know, some type of biological warfare, you know. It says, and Babylon and the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So everything that America has produced is going to be destroyed, man. Right? The Statue of Liberty, you know. I remember a few years back, you know, the Statue of Liberty, the lights went out and everybody was like, you know, tripping on that. I know some of you brothers know what I'm talking about. This is Isaiah or Job 21 and 17. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them. God distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. Right? Drinking that cup of the Al Bashim Al-Washai. You know? But the light of the wicked is put out, man. Like I said, it made comment of Statue of Liberty, man. You know? Which was a sign that America's about to be put out, man. The excellency of the Chaldees, you know? The Babylonians shall be as Sodom and Gomorrah, meaning they're going to be put on fire, man. They're going to be destroyed. It says, Job 21 and 21, for what pleasure hath he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? See? So there's a time that this man is going to be destroyed, man. Ain't nobody going to be mourning for you. You know? Isaiah 13 and 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it dwell in from generation to generation. Now over there in Babylon, which is modern day Iraq, over there in the Mesopotamia area, right, was the land of Ur, also known as the land of the Chaldeans. Okay, I believe it was Shinar, also in that region. But Babylon is right there, and there's people still inhabiting in that land, man. So this is a future prophecy referring to America, man.